preview all the action on the Scottish Football Zone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You join us on the night of the Premier Sports Cup knockout rounds. I am your host for the evening, Robbie Collins. For the final time, 786 days ago, I first joined the Scottish Football Zone. It was the day that I believe Scotland drew with Switzerland in the Euros. Now, 780 days later, we are here for St Mirren. Hopefully going to regain the Premier Sports Cup later this year. We travel to Ibrox later, but there's a lot of action before that. We've got Kilmarnock in the derby against Ayr United. Celtic will travel to Tannadice, hoping to go and right the wrongs of last season because it was 2-2 two-goal defeats there last season under Wilfred Nancy and Brendan Rodgers. You've also got Motherwell travelling to Stenhousemuir after a brilliant win in Europe. Hibs are hosting Partick Thistle, but they believe Reagan did go to their press conference earlier, so we'll try and get some quotes from that. We've got Graham's Hearts hosting Inverness in a game that they should be looking to win after a pretty positive performance against Benfica. But let's introduce the panel for my final show. To my right is the co-host with the most, it is Mr. Regan Stevenson. Regan, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. A great panel here tonight. Me and Graham, and obviously you, Robbie. Great to have you on, mate.
It's great to be here. And as you mentioned, Mr. Graham. Graham, how are you doing? I know you were at Tynecastle last night. A good performance before the weekend?
Yeah, much needed. A bit of positivity. Myself and my laddie were there last night. It was absolutely roasting last night. I don't think I've been that warm at a game for a long time. But aye, very, very positive. And gutted it's your last show, mate. You've been fantastic on here. I've listened to a lot of shows you've done. Fantastic guy, very knowledgeable, obviously very passionate about St Mirren. And you'll be a big, big miss to the show.
Thank you for that, mate. But hello to the comment users as well. First of all, Hashbury Stumbo says hi there, folks. Come on, the Jags. We know who he's wanting to win the cup. Hope. Who knows? You and I think that might be your burner account, Regan. But I want to ask you first before we get into talking about the actual action. How are you feeling about the cup, Regan? We'll start with you. Obviously, as I mentioned there, you were at the press conference earlier today for Partick Thistle. We know where your alliances probably lie in terms of who you want to do well in the cup. So how are you?
I didn't say that.
So how are you feeling ahead of the cup?
I'm a good reporter, Robbie, but I'm very unbiased.
You're very unbiased, but we do know you like Partick Thistle and you do like Mark Wilson, so
a soft spot for them, but I think it's going to be a great weekend, Robbie. I'm looking forward to this match tonight. 13,000 tickets sold, so yeah, looking forward to it, Robbie.
It's going to be an absolute cracker. And Graham, of course, as I mentioned, your Hearts side taking Inverness on at home. You must be pretty confident that Rankin can get the squad going and try and get a wee cup run in there this season as well.
I think for the last 2 seasons, I predicted Hearts to win the League Cup, and we've never won it yet. So I'm probably going to predict it again and get it completely wrong. But yeah, I mean, I've got to take the positives from last night, because even though Benfica had 7 changes for last week, I said to before we came on here, I wanted 2 things last night. I wanted to get a bit of pride restored, and I didn't want an aggregate double figures, and I got both of them, thankfully. So I was quite pleased with that. Really good Hearts performance last night. The goal from Magnuson, absolute peach. Something Cameron definitely would never do. But it was just a great performance. Thoroughly enjoyable. My laddie enjoyed it. I mean, I really only went to say I've seen Benfica at Tynecastle, to be honest, because I don't see that level of quality at Tynecastle every week. But yeah, it was very good. Home tie against a championship side. You've got to think we should have a good chance of winning that. It'll be difficult. There'll be a lot of changes. Obviously, players that were not playing last night will probably come in. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to get to the quarterfinals, and you're 1 step away from Hampden. So it's a big, big chance for us. We've been so poor in this competition for so long. And when I've said this before, 2013, I know you'll be laughing at this now, Robbie, because I know it's in the back of your head as well. But that's the one that we should have won, and we didn't. You know, St Mirren won the game, 3 shots, 3 goals. Yeah, that still haunts me to this day. We need to put that right eventually. It's been far too long since we won this cup.
Well, we will do a deeper dive into Hearts later. Of course, we now know Hearts' next opponents in the Conference League qualifications and the playoffs, so we'll dive into that a bit later. But we need to start the night, Regan, and honestly, you mentioned it there. You could not ask for a better Friday night game to get your cup weekend started. It is Kilmarnock versus Ayr United, the big derby game. Kilmarnock, of course, coming after a pretty poor result of hosting Celtic at Rugby Park, but they'll be hoping that Neil McCann's squad can put the wrongs right against an Ayr United team that, to be honest with you, I don't know too much about. Maybe you can inform us a bit more about what they're up to these days.
They've brought in some good players. Yeah. I mean, they've brought in Leon King, who was a well-known player to Rangers as well. Robbie, sorry about the ice cream van behind me. I don't know about the ice cream vans. You can do my street here. Come on, it's
Getting a wee
another
99.
But anyway, Robbie, I am looking forward to this match tonight.
It should be a cracker. Before we sort of get into Michael's chat with Stephen, Graham, we'll come to you. Obviously, as I mentioned, Kilmarnock getting a bit of doing after Celtic last week there, but Neil McCann, I do think he's built a decent enough squad where they can be competitive. I mean, what are your thoughts heading into tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, the Ayrshire derby's a big derby. It should be a decent game. Ayr are unbeaten in the League Cup so far and in the league as well so far, so they're coming out with some decent form. I mean, it's difficult for Neil McCann because they can't defend. 9 goals conceded in the last 2 games. They've got to sort of defence out. I think it's a bit like Wout Rankin at Hearts. It's risk and reward. They want to try and go forward, create loads of chances and score goals, but they're going to leave themselves open at other ends. And that's what they're doing. They're conceding far too many goals. They've got to put that right. You know, if they can win tonight, it'll be a big boost, obviously, being Ayr United, but it'll be a tough test. You know, I do think Kilmarnock will be fine this season. I can't wait until I actually had them to finish in the league, but I think they'll be fine. I think McCann's done a decent job so far, but they've got to sort defence out. They're going to score goals, but they've got to get that defence sorted out because they can't keep conceding the goals they're conceding. But Ayr will be a really tough test. You know, Gary Naismith so far has done a decent job since he came in. It'll be a really tough test, but I think, you know, Reagan's talked about the crowd tonight. Should be a great atmosphere on a very nice new park. Thank God they got rid of that plastic pitch because it was horrendous. But it should be a cracking game, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really, really good, entertaining game, I think.
Aye, and it did look like a really nice new beautiful grass park that Rugby Park has installed now. But Michael did sit down with Stephen Hopes just ahead of the game tonight, and this is what he had to say.
And we're joined by Stephen Hooper on the show ahead of tonight's big game against Kilmarnock and Ayr United. Before we get to that game, I've got to ask you about last week's performance. It might still be a bit raw for you, Stephen, but in terms of like, you know, not playing on Arthur Surface Park, how brilliant was it to see Kerry just playing on grass?
Yeah, well, again, Michael, we effectively we go back to the surface that we were famous for. I remember when my dad used to sit and watch Grandstand before we go to the game, and all these games were getting called off. Rugby Park was never called off because we had one of the finest surfaces in Scotland at one point. So great to be back there. Understand why the club reverted to the Astro, because obviously it was a business model sort of thing. So the community was using it, etc. But yeah, definitely time for it to go. So yeah, it's good to get back on it. Couple of games in, so no major panic. As we've seen, it's Celtic that's coming into town. So when you can afford to go and spend 11 million quid on one player, then that kind of sums it up. To be honest, the gulf between the teams. So yeah, we're not the only team that will get a bit of a going over this season from Celtic anyway. So yeah, all good.
So let's get into it then. The big derby tonight, Ayr United. That obviously the last time you played them was 2022, the championship. And before I even ask you about the game, you said that the score. So you had the bragging rights that night, 3-1 down at Somerset Park. But I mean, that was in the championship scheme. But how special is it for that the two sides to meet in the one-off cup tie?
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. I mean, we actually played them a wee bit more recently than that as well. We played them July, so I think Rory McKenzie scored. We won 1-0 in that one sort of thing. But cup game will be absolutely special. I mean, it's in Ayrshire, it's quite a fierce rivalry. So good to see that Rallan bringing 3 buses this game. They've actually brought about 3,000. I think their ticket allocation was about 3,000. So they've pretty much sold out their ticket allocation. So that's good because it'll make for a wee bit more added spice to the game. So yeah, looking forward to seeing them back down the 77 later on. With a tail between their legs and back to where the they should be. But never mind. A trophy is something they can think about. But Hampden don't know anywhere they're going to go anytime soon. So I need to worry about that.
It's funny because obviously, like I've never saw kind of like I hate to admit this, Stephen. I haven't saw an Ayrshire Derby on the TV, and I'm looking forward to watching it as well. But just explain to us about the kind of rivalry between the both sets of teams, but also both sets of fans as well, because obviously Celtic and Rangers, they speak for themselves in Hearts and Hibs, but Dundee United's more of a kind of friendly rivalry, if you can get one, and Inverness and Ross County is a bit the same. So just give us a wee insight into what it's like between Kerry and the Honest Men.
Yeah, Honest Men. I'm not sure where they get that tag from. Probably Rabbie Burns, I think, to be fair. But it's pretty fierce. Obviously, the town's been pretty much similar size. Reality is Kilmarnock have always been sort of a cut above in terms of the quality on the park. Our other neighbours never really done anything. The rivalry's pretty fierce. I think it's just a close proximity. I think in terms of size of the fan base is probably very similar in terms of the populations of the towns, etc. In terms of probably they've got a bit the same as us, where some of their supporters will go to Rangers and Celtic and jump on a bus to Glasgow rather than actually follow their home team. So they're not as well supported as ourselves. Obviously, in terms of financial, there's a huge gulf between the teams as well. We clearly have the SPL status, and we've had a bit more glory in terms of the cups. And in fact, that's one thing that we did enjoy in the semi-final in 2012. We beat Ayr United on the way there. So Dean Shields scored on a very cold day at Hampden. That was special in 2012, where we managed to beat them. But they came in the park 10 men behind the ball that day. Kenny Shields was most upset with that performance, but it'll be pretty lively, I've got to say. I'm looking forward to it. They're on the back of a good run, to be fair, as well, because Naismith has actually got them doing a decent job. They've won their games fairly comfortably, by the look of it. They beat Falkirk, they beat Edinburgh City, they beat Stranraer, Alloa as well, and I see they get a credible draw in the championship there as well against Dunfermline. So they're on a wee vein of form, so it's no game to be taken lightly from Kilmarnock's point of view. But yeah, I think the quality fair point of view will be too much for them.
Going back to the game last week, Stephen, right, and I know what the end up was kind of like Celtic showed their form in the 90 minutes, but I think if you would ask any Kerry fan after last week's game, then you would point to a big kind of Derby game to get you back up for that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a big game for Neil McCann's point of view, because obviously we come off the back of a 4-3 defeat in the first game away at St Johnstone. So that was 4 goals shipped there, and then another 5 against Celtic. So I mean, that's 9 goals in 2 games. That's no great. We played in my opinion, we played the wrong tactics against Celtic. We're playing the sort of diamond formation that Neil McCann seems to prefer, but we don't really have the players, particularly in defence, to play that. And you don't invite a team like Celtic onto you without going to expect to get a bit of a turning over, and that's how it transpired, unfortunately. You also, you're throwing sort of new signings in there as well. The boy Yevchenko. I mean, he played centre half, but we on the Theatre of Pies podcast that we do, we done a heat map and having a wee look at the XG, etc. And he actually was playing more so out of left back because he was getting dragged out of position. So yeah, it's Stanger as well was the other side. I'm sure a bit of spice in the game for him if he plays as well. I get the feeling he'll probably make a few changes. So I think he'll probably change it up a wee bit, and Dees will come back in because he's been suspended for the first 2 games for us, so he'll come back in with a bit of experience at centre half, and I would think he'll probably revert to Jamie Brandon. Didn't have a great game at right back. So I think he'll probably put Ring back there, I would think. And Dees will go in. I think Stranger's probably going to be the one that's going to possibly miss out. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we go. But yeah, defence is unfortunately something that undone Neil McCann in his second season at Dundee. We have been screaming out for a dirty big great centre half in the transfer window. We haven't addressed the defence really properly, albeit we've got until the end of the month to do that. But it's pretty alarming against Celtic that you can't really play the kind of formation we were trying to play with the quality of the players that we have. You'll get away against that against a team like Ayr United and maybe Motherwell and other teams like that. But you certainly don't do it against Celtic. But yeah, hopefully we've learnt a lesson for that, and tonight we change it up a wee bit and see how we go.
Well, that was Stephen Hopes, a Kilmarnock fan. It's fair to say he is very hopeful for tonight that he can go and get a result against United. I think one of the interesting things that he spoke about was Killing to plug holes in the defence. Reagan, just before I bring in our last guest for the show, I was having a wee look through a United squad. They've got a couple of decent players on. Sutton joined on loan for Dundee United, I believe, and also Jamie Murphy, the former Premiership man himself, obviously still in the United squad as well.
I mean, Jamie Murphy's, I know he's getting a little bit older, Robbie, but he's still a good player. And Owen Sturton was a player that I liked last year at Dundee United. So I think in terms of what Naismith's trying to do, then I think they possibly might get scraped through to the quarterfinals.
Aye, well, we'll see what happens tonight. But before we get predictions, there's one more guest that has finally joined us. He has come out for hiding under his bed after Rangers' disappointing draw last night. If I could play mental as anything, live it up, then I absolutely would. I wish it was Derek McInnes, but welcome to the show, Mr. Alex. Alex, how are you doing?
I'm going to leave right now.
Thank you so much.
Right, boys. Sorry for my lateness. My computer decided to do every update under the sun as soon as I was about to jump on.
No, it's
that Rangers signing last night, the guy that...
To be fair, the computer's probably quicker than Lauren Shanklin does nowadays.
My word. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great last night.
That was great.
What?
It was good to watch the Polish Partick Thistle. They played well.
Yeah, they were all right. Are you
wanting me to
talk about this?
Did you see this thing that they did though? Where they had the guy sitting on the bench with the password thing. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that had me chuckling, man. That
was but Alex, before we dive into Rangers a wee bit later on, Kilmarnock via United, are you excited for this game tonight?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Always love a wee derby, even if I think it's a bit tin pot. But yeah, see any derby where you can play pre-season friendlies, I don't think it's, and I've gone out of focus. My camera does that sort of time. But any derby where you can play pre-season friendlies, for me, I really hope this fixes itself. Or maybe it's better viewing actually. Don't even look at me. Yeah, like I said, any derby where you can play a pre-season friendly derby, for me is a bit. You saw the outrage a few years ago when Rangers and Celtic nearly did that derby in Australia. And as a friendly match. So yeah, but I'm sure it'll be a good game. You mentioned there Jimmy Murphy before I jumped on. 20 consecutive seasons scoring in professional football. That's something else.
Aye, Jay is in the chat saying, "Hey lads, I changed my Wi-Fi password to that Polish team so I can remember it and the bands." Welcome in, Jay. Hope you're doing well. But let's get
that's commitment, by the way. Like, imagine having to remember that. Someone comes in your house, you get the Wi-Fi password, mate. I Jagalone, I'll be Alstock. Just like I just spell that, mate. Just Google them.
But let's get some predictions. Reagan, we'll kick off with you. What is your predictions for Kilmarnock versus Ayr tonight?
I'm going to go 2-1 to Ayr.
Shocking at Rugby Park. I like it. Graham, what about you?
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go 2-1 Killie.
All right, Alex, are you going to go? Well, I mean, what way are you going? Let's see.
I actually, me and Ethan did a few predictions earlier. I can't remember exactly the scoreline that I said, but I think I did say Ayr to go through. So
Oh.
I like it. And I'm going to balance out the odds. I'm going to go Kilmarnock to go through on a penalty shootout. I think it goes all the way tonight. And I think we will see penalties. Just as Kelly will get slapped, Neil McCann, coach official out of the wrapping paper. Well, there we go. I think we know what Jay's score prediction is for the night.
Please make
this
sure you
this guy Jay's like another member of the show, man. He's always in the comments. It's hilarious.
please make sure you subscribe to the show. Please make sure you press that subscribe button, Robbie. I think there's a subscribe thing there.
I've got to be hanged, don't we? Aye, we can do that. Oh, it's covering there something, but it's fine.
Make sure you subscribe.
Aye, please like and subscribe if you are new. It would be much appreciated. But let's move on to some of the Saturday games. We'll kick off with Dunfermline versus Ross County at East End Park. Dunfermline had a very good group stage. Actually started off a bit rough. Took a drumming off at East Kilbride very early on, but managed to pull it back. I think they won 3 on the bounce, including beating us in Paisley. Alex, we'll start with you. How are you feeling about this game? I mean, it's not the most eye-opening cup games, is it? But it's one of them where you just never know.
No, I think that there could be an entertaining game there. I don't think it will be the most, like you said, it's not the one you look to and you go, oh, I'll watch that. I'll choose to watch that. But I think there's definitely potential for, I guess you could call it an upset because of the league disparity, but I wouldn't say an upset. I'd say last season for the Staggies was an upset. And now they are looking quite good. Granted, it is League One, but they've been playing fairly well. So I think they could get a result here.
Aye, Graham, Ross County, as Alex mentioned, had a very good start, unbeaten so far. If you take the League Cup group stage and the league so far into account, and the Challenge Cup, of course, beating Elgin 2-1. They, of course, won on penalties against Dundee. I think a lot of the pressure this season is on Stuart Kettlewell to see if he can get them straight back out of League One, which I'd imagine a lot of people are going to have them as favourites. But we know what happened in the Championship when they ended up being one of the favourites for the league. So, I mean, how are you thinking for Ross County?
It just still feels weird saying Ross County of League One. You know, just the complete collapse that they had is mental. And I think Kettle was under massive pressure. He has to get them up first time of asking.
Yes.
If he doesn't, it's an absolute spectacular failure. You know, they will have probably most of the money in that league. They have to come straight up. And to be honest, they should be doing it really unbeaten with the players they've got, but that probably won't happen this season. But I think Dunfermline will probably have too much for them. I think Dunfermline are such a good side under Neil Lennon. Andy Todd is someone that I do like really, really a lot. I think I don't think he'll be at Dunfermline long. I think he's a cracking player. And at East End Park, you know, it's one of these games that you look at and think it probably won't be the best of games, but it's always those games that you don't think it'll be that great that actually end up being the really good match. I think it'll be a decent game, but I just think the quality Dunfermline have got, I just fancy them to get through this. I think they'll be through the quarterfinals. I think Ross Kent will give it a good shout, but I just think Dunfermline have got too much quality for them.
Aye, Reagan for Dunfermline, as mentioned under Neil Lennon, last season's Scottish Cup finalists. They'll be hoping to avoid that early-ish exit after a pretty good group stage, and they'll be hoping they can maybe go one step further and try and win a cup this season.
I think the Pals are going to make sure they get through here, Robbie. I think I know Graham's trying to put his best foot forward for Stuart Kettlewell there, but I think the Pals are far too much for them.
All right, fair enough. Well, let's get your predictions in for the game, Graham. We'll start off with you. What is your predictions at East End Park?
2-0 Dunfermline.
Okay, Alex, what about you?
I think I'm pretty sure earlier I said 3-0 to County, so I'm going to stick with it.
Oh, Alex. Alex
3-0.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah, why not?
I think Alex has had maybe had possibly a few beers before he joined the show.
Yeah, I got the Rangers. I got the Rangers prediction right. I said one each for Rangers,
Did
Jaguar,
you?
and everybody else talk. So I did actually.
Uh,
I've come back down to earth. It's only taken Rangers being the worst I've ever seen to actually do it, but come back down to earth. So I got that right. So I'm your man.
Aye, well, Jay predicts that Neil Lennon will pick up a win, so enhancing the
Of course he
Dunfermline
does.
will progress. Reagan, what about you? What are you thinking?
I'm going to go 4-1 to the Pals. 4-1.
Oh, is that just to spite me?
No.
On the Staggies.
I just think
Into them.
Do you know what? I'm not going to actually agree with Alex here. I'm not going to go Staggies one each, and I think they're going to win it on penalties. So that is also my prediction. Another game to talk about on tomorrow, actually on Saturday. Dundee United are hosting Celtic. Celtic, of course, coming off the back of a rampant blitzing of Kilmarnock. Dundee United coming off a pretty bad result in Gorgie, but I think Graham would agree that's probably more credit to Hearts than it is Dundee United. But we'll start off with you, Graham, then, because I want to ask you about Dundee United. They are, of course, hosting Celtic tomorrow. They'll be hoping to try and put a lot of wrongs at Tynecastle right. I mean, I suppose a wee bit of insight into the game, Graham. How did Dundee United fare? I mean, we were all excited after what we've seen against Rangers with the attack, especially the three players up front, but they didn't really look like they got gone at all in the game.
Yeah, I actually thought Hearts played really well last week. I mean, it's easy to say that when you win 4-0, but I thought we played really well. Played some really good stuff. The early goal helps. The goal from Tom Rowe was an absolute belter. It's an absolute cracking goal. And I think United didn't really do a lot wrong. They just didn't really create a lot. I was really impressed against Rangers. I thought they looked really good, especially, like you said, the guys up front. But they didn't really get a kick last week. I thought Hearts were very good defensively. I know that Jim Goodwin after the game said that 4-0 was harsh, but they didn't have a shot on target. So I don't know what it means by harsh. But I thought Hearts were very good last week. United will need to pick it up, obviously, and I think they will be, they do look a decent side. I think they are a decent side. But I just think I look at the Celtic side just now with the fact they've got Casper, who they got the hat-trick last week. They signed the guy Hassan that was at the World Cup. They've got Duran. They've got a couple more players as well coming in. I think Celtic win this game quite comfortably. I just think, I look at United last week and defensively, they weren't great. I thought we cut through them quite a lot in the second half. They weren't great. So I would think Celtic will probably win that game. But again, Tannadice, not an easy place to go. It will be difficult. But I just think the players that Celtic have got just now, Casper, who coming off the back of a hat-trick, I think Celtic will be far too strong.
Aye, and very good evening to Off the Underside podcast. Hope you're doing well, mate. He's, of course, laughing at Alex, as I think the rest of us are, with that last bit of the comment. But Alex,
Never even met the guy. I love his content. Never even met him, though. He's coming with the shots. No, but Celtic are very good. I think I said this thing after they thrashed Kelly. For the first time in a while, I think this Celtic, especially the front line, have the potential to be scary again, where you actually fear coming up against them. Because it's been a couple of years since they were like that. But if you remember, like under Ange especially, with the likes of Jota, Kyogo, Maeda, that was something
Lila Bada, aye.
Yeah, cheers. But that was something you feared coming up against, and it hasn't been like that at Celtic for a while. Although they've still been picking up the trophies, I don't think they've been as good. I think it's just the rest of the league has gotten a bit, gotten worse maybe apart from like the likes of Hearts and Motherwell. But Celtic have regressed in the league, haven't caught up to them. But this season, I think the teams will get punished for not taking advantage of that time period, because Camilo Duran looks a player. Just the way he can ghost in on that left foot, get shots away. Casper, who obviously scoring a hat-trick is not an easy feat to achieve, and he's done it in his second game in the Scottish Premiership. And then Hassan, who ripped up Argentina, has come in, and Mika Bor in the middle of the park as well. It's looking It's looking quite scary, a scary prospect this season, and I think Celtic. I agree with Graham. I appreciate the heartfelt apology. No, but yeah, I agree with Graham. I think Celtic will win this game fairly comfortably.
Reagan, to sort of bring you in, Mike Barr, of course, the latest signing that was announced by Celtic. They look like, after a few weeks of Celtic fans complaining a lot about no having any movement in the transfer window and still needing a lot of quality, it looks like they're starting to get there now with that quality. Of course, I believe the deadline for the Champions League registration was yesterday, or the initial deadline, so they've at least got a few players ready for that.
Aye, and obviously Engels is away to West Ham as well, Robbie, so Celtic will need to be investing and get a midfielder in.
Have they managed to get £22 million for him, by the way?
The Championship record signing as well.
Alex, I'm just like to ask you as well. I mean, Nico Raskin, everybody said he's going to go for 20 million quid, and nobody's actually put a bid forward yet, Alex. So I just want to get your opinion on that.
I don't want him to go. We bloody need all the help we could get. Like I was settling into life without Nico Raskin, like during the World Cup, and thinking, oh yeah, somebody's going to bid for him. We're going to sell him for a decent amount. It'll be fine. We'll move on.
Aye.
When he came back into the team on Sunday against Hibs, you could see he was far and away the best player Rangers have by a mile. If we lose him, any chance of anything, I'm not optimistic now. Anyway, I don't even with him. There's no I don't think there's a chance. But I think if we lose Nico Raskin, any chance of us achieving anything this season, just even if it's the smallest sliver of hope, will be gone.
It's fine, mate. Andy Harry says get James Tavernier back. You'll be fine.
See, to be fair, I'd take him.
Is that what, Alex? Come on, Rangers fans were booing him last year. And now you're saying you want him back? Come on.
When were they booing him?
Right, well, we'll part of James Tavernier chat till later because I do have a few questions for Alex on that.
Squad have been booed. Like, what are you talking about? I don't get anyone was booing him specifically.
I don't think they're booing him specifically, but they've been Rangers fans have been blaming Tavernier for a long time, Alex. They've been blaming him.
No, not as a whole. I think you're a wee Twitter warrior.
The media. The media and the fans have been blaming Tavernier for years, and now he's away. They're wanting him back. Come on,
Reagan, to ask you about Martin O'Neill ahead of the game.
Nobody's been blaming Tavernier. Sorry, but like I don't know where. Like he's received criticism, but nobody's saying that he's the only people that have blamed James Tavernier have been people outside of the club who say he's the root of the problem, which clearly it wasn't and hasn't been. I mean, he still scored. I think he scored 13 last season and got like 8 assists. You know, for a guy that's on the road who gets blamed for everything and is on the road out, maybe that's the numbers of a winger. You know what I mean? A good winger as well.
Yeah,
so
to be fair, 9 of them were penalties.
Not last season they weren't.
Oh,
we couldn't buy a penalty last season.
Alex is on fire tonight. I'm enjoying this.
But Reagan, to ask you about Martin O'Neill, obviously has spoke out since he had to go into hospital for surgery. It does look like he's getting a lot better, and obviously he's very optimistic about the new Celtic signings as well, heading for the future.
Yeah, I mean, Celtic have actually spent the money this year, so it's been pretty great to see, Robbie. I think in terms of Celtic, I think Celtic just need a left back, possibly a right back now, because I see Johnson. He's going to spend a bit of time in the sidelines as well, and obviously a second choice shortstopper as well, because obviously Schmeichel left and they've still not replaced Schmeichel, so I think Celtic do need a second choice, Robbie.
Jay comments, I wouldn't give McInnes money to go to the shops for a loaf, never mind players. We've all touched on Rangers.
Did you see what Gordon Dale said? It was the best thing ever.
Yes.
He said Rangers are going around a supermarket with a trolley just throwing everything in, and Celtic have gone to M&S and picked up the best stuff. That's the best
Top
best
tier
thing ever.
journalism. But Graham, obviously you did watch Dundee United last. What did they need to do to improve? It feels like that match against Rangers, it was very early on, and I think you did see a few improvements, especially again in the attacking area. But for what I gather at the back, they were very poor.
Yeah, they have to tighten up defensively. Like I said, I thought we cut through them quite a bit last week, especially second half. We could have easily had 5 or 6 last week. So defensively need to change a little bit. They do have a real threat going forward, though. The guy Lachlan Rose didn't really do much last week, but the week before, I thought he was excellent. He'll do very well. I think midfield, they probably need a bit more physical presence in there, because, again, I thought at times we bullied them last week. I didn't think we would do that. So, yeah, there are areas that need to strengthen, but I think, again, a bit like Command, I think United will be fine this season. They do have players that can be a big, big difference. I mean, I like the lad of Kamara in midfield. I actually think he's a decent player, but they just need a bit more defensive solidity about them, because, again, I think they're a bit too easy to cut open. But, again, I think I talked earlier about Celtic scoring 5 goals against Kelly. That won't be the only time this season that Celtic hammer somebody. The quality they've got, and especially now the other players coming in, they will hammer people again. I don't see United being able to defend against that kind of team on Sunday. So maybe Sunday's probably not the best game to iron those things out against, because I just think Celtic will be far too clinical.
Aye, we will leave that question for later. Thank you off the underside for that question, but we'll leave that until we talk about Hearts. Jay says Rangers are playing Dale's supermarket sweep, and then Hashbury follows it up with the biscuit tin as Oldham at Parkhead. So a few comments in there, but let's get your score predictions for this game. It is a 5:45 kickoff tomorrow night at Tannadice. Alex, we'll go to you first. Dundee United versus Celtic. What is your score prediction?
I'm tempted just to predict a Dundee United win out of spite, but I'm going to keep the head on. 3-1 to Celtic.
All right, Graham, we'll go to you next. What's your score prediction?
I'm going the same as what it was for the Hearts game last week. I'm going 4-0 Celtic.
All right, I'm going to follow that up with, I think it will be 5-0 Celtic. I think they're going to run rampant again. And Reagan, your score prediction?
Dundee 82, Celtic 4.
What?
High scoring game.
Yep.
Jamie's getting a wee bit impatient there, wanting to know they're going in. Graham, what is your? Where do you see Hearts finishing this season then?
I mean, I've said previously, I think third. I don't think there's a reason why I shouldn't finish third. And given what I've seen recently, taking snippets of what I've seen so far under Vranken, yes, with disappointments, but we are looking a lot better. I go back to the game last night, even though the game was done, I thought there was a lot more positives last night, and I do think we've got a very good side. I put this on Twitter earlier, we just need to add a proper striker. That's one thing we don't have, because we can't be relying on Kabori and that to score goals. It's not going to work. If we can sign a proper number 9, I think we've got a very good chance to finish third.
Preach into the choir, buddy. We need to sign a proper number 9 as well.
Shetland.
He looks like he's towing a caravan, man. I don't know. If the whole time he was in the US, he was just scanning their super-sized Big Mac meals the whole time. But he doesn't look like he can get up and down the pitch. And I can't say much because I'm a big fatty, but like this, Shackland, he doesn't look fit. He looks like he's struggling to get up and down.
Jay says Shetland was like Robocop trying to climb stairs. Right, before we get into covering the rest of the games, I have brought it back since it is my last time on the show. I have brought back Guess the Player. These are going to be based on. I know Reagan is buzzing because he loves this game. Michael Bailad is here because not so much. But I have gone Premier Sports Cup themed, as you can imagine. This is going to be Premier Sports Cup winner. Premier Sports Cup final goal scorers. Taken from multiple different years, so it could be.
Oh, that wipes out Rangers.
But we'll all see how you get on with these. Let's start with a kind of easy one. This player started his career in 2019 at Norwich City, where he spent 5 years at the club, making 100 appearances and scoring 12 goals.
Timo
Sports Cup final.
Pukki.
Norwich City.
Regan, they have had to have scored in a Premier Sports Cup final. Did Timo Pukki ever get to a final?
No,
That's
no.
interesting to see.
You said he started his career in 2019.
His senior career, 2019.
Oh, Jamie's got to be answering now. I don't want to bring it in.
His guess Cantrell. I can't confirm that as I can't confirm that as incorrect.
Oh,
It's no Todd.
what about Norwich players? And he played for Celtic, Robbie, that you're saying now?
I've not said any other teams yet.
Scored in the Premier Sports Cup final was at Norwich.
Robert
Before-
Snodgrass?
No
2019,
Robert
Regan.
Snodgrass.
Oh, sorry, aye. Some Adam
Adamida is correct. Well
You
done,
got that from
Regan.
the chat.
Oh, my
You got
God,
that
know
from the
he's-
chat, you little fibber.
Jay
I
did
can't
go
even
in
see the
the
chat. This is Rick.
Jay did put it in the chat. Adamida, well done. You are both correct. It
Well
did,
done,
of course,
Jason.
score in the 2024-2025 Premier Sports Cup final, where Celtic Alex, they beat Rangers on penalties
It's just
5-4.
a pile-on, man. This is just
Oh, I
misery.
didn't know. You should have looked at the answer. I
Regan
didn't
looked at the answer.
You
Is that
did.
cheating?
You
You
did
didn't
look
get- you
at
didn't
the
know that
answer,
until
you
he put it in the chat. You little liar. You put it in the chat.
Conveniently, at the very same time he puts it in the chat, you come up with it and go, oh, Adamina! Oh, I've just had a brainwave.
No.
Regan is cheating on the last ever episode of this.
Yeah,
Can't
but-
believe it, Regan.
I'm turning the chat off because I didn't look at it, but I'm turning it off. This is terrible.
All right, well, we'll go on to team number 2. This player did start his senior career in 2015 at Dorchester Town, where he made 24 appearances in one season at the club, making
Adam Rooney.
24 appearances,
Adam
scoring
Rooney.
8 goals. It's no Adam Rooney, I like the guess though.
Dorchester Town, where the hell is that? Is that in
Um,
England?
is it
Dorchester
Michael-
Town, or in England, yeah.
is it-
They play in the Southern League Division 1 South.
Hmm.
There you go.
I mean, I'm just
Send
let me
it
just
over.
think of all the Dorchester players that I know.
I'm gonna guess there's gonna be 0 more guesses on this team.
Let me just think of somebody just to throw something at the wall, see if it sticks. Brandon Barker.
It's no Brandon Barker.
Oh, Brandon Barker. What a player he was. No, I'm joking.
In 2016, he moved to Brighton and Hove Albion. He spent 2 years at the club. He did not play a single game for Brighton, however. He had loan spells at Burgess Hill Town, Sligo Rovers, Galway United, and Poole Town. Racking
This
up
guy's been about, man.
around 35 appearances, only scoring 4 goals in that time.
Gary Dicker. Gary Dicker.
That isn't Gary Dicker.
He played his time in Brighton, that's what I was saying.
But just to answer your question, Regan did attend the press conference earlier. We've no managed to get the footage yet, so we don't know when we're going to be able to share it. We will post that on the YouTube channel if we do manage to get access. I believe it was Tony Watt Regan spoke to earlier on today. Jesse's travel more than Effie Ambrose. Aye, has fair been a good few loan
Brighton.
spells while I was at
He
Brighton.
never made an appearance for Brighton.
Never made a senior appearance. The
Right,
biggest
okay.
sort of loan move he had was Sligo Rovers, where he did make 21 appearances, scoring 4 goals.
So,
So this is a forward, I'm guessing.
and Robbie, Robbie, has he won the Premier Sports Cup?
He has won the Premier Sports Cup.
Is it Dean Shields?
It's no Dean Shields. No. I can move on to the next team if you would
Paul
like.
Heffernan? Paul Heffernan?
No,
Like,
him.
there has to be a guess limit. You can't just keep throwing out names.
I'm thinking
One per round.
Irish players that have played in Scotland.
In 2018, he moved away
He
from
started
Brighton.
in Dorchester in England, so I doubt he's Irish.
In 2018, he moved away from Brighton and moved to Sutton United, where he spent a year at the club, making 28 appearances, scoring 4 goals.
He
Within
loves
that time,
a wee 4-goal number, eh?
it
Chris,
does. Within that time, he also had a loan spell at Havant Waterlooville on loan, where he made 4 appearances, scoring 2 goals.
How has this guy managed to score in a League Cup final?
is it Killian Phillips? Is it Killian Phillips?
It's no Killian Phillips.
Oh, I was thinking,
Why do you keep saying Irish guys?
he scored last year. I'm just trying to think of names, Alex. Come on now.
Did he?
I don't know.
It's
Well,
I mean, I don't know why you're assuming that. It's any Premier Sports Cup. Could be anybody.
Didn't they score in the final last year either?
Aye, Phillips never scored in the final last year.
No. Sorry, Robbie.
No, he
That
nearly
drives
scored
up on
against.
our thinker.
He nearly scored against the Well in the semi-final. It is not Callum Keeley, Jay. I can move on again.
The Rangers.
I can move on to the next club because you will only get it after this either. In 2019, he did make the permanent move to Havant and Waterlooville, where he made 30 appearances, scoring 17 goals.
All right,
He spent,
move on.
he spent a year at that club. Then in 2020, he moved to Bristol Rovers, where he spent a year at the club, making 30 appearances, scoring 2 goals in 1 season.
Is it Sam Cosgrove?
It's no Sam Cosgrove.
Because he's quite.
There's 2 more clubs that I can give you here.
Oh, you
Give you a
were
bit of help.
there.
Just bearing in mind the Scottish club still not came up yet, so you've still got that to come.
Try to think here. The big Welsh boy, Doig.
That is incorrect.
Deutsch, whatever his name was. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I think I know who you're talking about. Aye,
Played for Hibs.
Christian Deutsch.
Yeah, that's the one.
Aye. Right, in 2021, he moved to Morecambe, where he spent a year at the club, making 36 appearances and scoring 6 goals.
Eric Adams.
Regan, you look like you had it there.
I think he's definitely a St. player, huh?
Susan Boyle.
Fine, I'll just go for it. Mikel Mandron.
It's no Mikel Mandron.
Oh no, he didn't. Damn it, no! He didn't.
Well, you can't guess again. It's
not
TOC Olasanya, Graham, if you get a guess before I go into the next club.
Yeah, I
the
get
final
who
team.
this is.
Right, okay, in 2022, he moved to St.
Jonah
where he
Ayunga.
made 87 appearances and scored 12 goals. It is Jonah Ayunga, Alex. Well done. He's guessed every St. Mirren striker that could have scored in the final, bar the one that actually did, and he scored twice, of course, against Celtic. Last season's Premier Sports Cup final and a 3-1. Right, 2 more to go. We will just go again. This player started his career in 2001 at Stoke City, where he spent 3 years at the club, making 61 appearances, scoring 8 goals. It's no Charlie Adam.
Stoke.
Your
geography is all over the shop, Regan.
I'm just thinking Stoke City players here.
Stoke City ended up in Scotland. Is it? I don't have a guess now.
Anything firm there, Graham? You got a guess before we move on?
Nope.
Okay. In 2004, he moved to Nottingham Forest, where he spent 4 years at the club, making 152 appearances, scoring 44 goals.
So it's a striker, I'm guessing.
Sorry, Jamie. Had to get it in there.
Aye, Jamie, there's a wee bit of revenge for you, lad. No, Forest.
I've not got a clue who that is, Robbie. Stoke City and Nottingham Forest.
No got it.
All right. In 2008, he moved to Derby County, where he spent 3 years at the club, making 92 appearances, scoring 29 goals.
Is it Martin Waghorn? No.
It's no Martin Waghorn, no.
But he's Nottingham Forest.
No.
No. In 2011, he made his move up north to Scotland, where he joined Celtic, where he spent 6
Pierre
years
Van
at the club.
Hooijdonk.
It's no Van Hooijdonk. In 2011, he joined Celtic, where he spent 6 years at the club, making 177 appearances, scoring 82 goals for the Celts.
It's Chris.
Gary Hooper.
No Gary Hooper. Reagan.
It's is it Clemens Robbie?
It is Chris Commons. Reagan, well done.
That's
He
Chris.
did, of course, score in the 2015 Scottish League Cup final against Dundee United in a 2-0 win for Celtic.
I remember aye.
He opened the scoring, and I believe
Forgot he
it was
existed, man.
James Forrest got the second goal in that final as well. Right, moving on to your final player. This one's a tough one. This player started his senior career. This player started his career in 2011 at NAC Breda, where he made 58 appearances, scoring 10 goals.
Brothers, that's
Breda.
That's Dutch.
Yeah, that's what.
Reagan is peaking more cheating accusations on you there, Reagan.
No, come on, I didn't even look at anything there. Could hardly get the name out.
Anything Breda. Just gonna throw a name at the wall and see what sticks.
I think
This
I did.
player, I should say, this player within this time did join PSV on loan, where he did only play for the B team, where he made 16 appearances and scored 6 goals in 2014.
When did he start his career? 2014.
Oh, I think
2011.
I think I might know that.
2011.
Is it
If
Jack
Reagan gets this. No, it is not. Incorrect.
I'm going to go Iceland now. John Italy.
I can move on to the next player, if next team, sorry, if you would like.
Aye.
So Alex, just for confirmation, 2011 started his senior career. In 2014, he moved away from Breda and he did join Go Ahead Eagles, where he made 22 appearances and scored 4 goals.
What a name, by the way, the Go Ahead Eagles.
The Go Ahead Eagles, aye.
Maybe I'll go and support them.
Is it that Rangers player that played with him last year? He now plays with
What?
he played with Rangers a couple of years ago under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst.
No, it won't be him. He's too young.
And Malik Tillman.
Nah, it's no Malik.
No.
I'm actually raging he's got 2. Because some of these guesses have been off the wall.
Well, your next clue is probably your biggest, because in 2015 he joined Ross County, where he spent 3 years at a club, making 87 appearances, scoring 21 goals.
Striker, is a striker then, Robbie?
He's scored for Ross County in that final.
I should say Ross County is the only club he played for in Scotland, so yes, you are correct. He did score in the cup final.
Who the hell? I probably have no idea who this
I
guy
remember the guy's
is.
name. I didn't remember a touch name back. I remember the guy. Honestly.
Nah, mate.
Sorry, Robbie, no.
No, we get him. Any guesses at all?
Nah.
All right, well, just to quickly run through the rest of the teams, because that is your Scottish club. In 2018, he did play with Servette, where he spent 4 years at the club, making 100 appearances, scoring 29 goals. 2022, he did join Ura Red Diamonds, where he made 19 appearances, scoring 3 goals. 2024, he did join ADO Den Haag, making 41 appearances, 13 goals. 2025, he joined Marisa, where he made 8 appearances, scoring 0 goals. He's only reached under 21 level internationally. Any final guesses before I give you the player? No. Everybody.
Mickey Van der Ven.
Mickey Van der Ven.
Sam Allers. Jamie Vardy.
Jay says he's lost like Pedro Caixinha in that push.
That's quite good, by the way.
He scored in the 2016 League Cup final for Ross County over the 2-1 win against Hibs. It is Mr. Alex Schalk.
Oh,
no idea who that is, mate.
Alex Schalk, that's pretty good, Robbie.
Aye, well, there you go. That was your 4 players. Well done to Reagan, who got the mess right on for the final time.
Very much.
Only because
Alex
it looked at the
looked-
chat.
Honestly, I was thinking Celtic Norwich, and I was trying. That's why I said Cookie first. Honestly, that's why I was trying.
Alex looked absolutely disgusted with that performance. But let's get going again with the cup games, because there is one more actually to discuss on the Saturday, and it is Aberdeen against Dundee. Alex, I'll come to you first. Robinson with some very questionable comments in his press conference saying that with patience he will get top 6 cup wins and European football. I want to ask you about that, because I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's fine to say that at a club like St Mirren, but saying that when you're at such a high pedigree, or should be in such a high pedigree club like Aberdeen, it probably feels like maybe not the right thing to say.
Has Graham been kidnapped? Oh, he's all right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like managers nowadays, anything they say will get picked up on. So I feel I don't think. See, to be honest, I'm of the opinion, unless the manager's coming out and he's just like insulting people and blah blah blah, I think they can say what they want. You know what I mean? As long as it's not, racist or anything like that, or homophobic, or harming people. If he's confident about his team, fine.
Do you think, though, Graham, to bring you in on it, do you think the problem is with Aberdeen fans right now is that they don't want just a top 6 finish to be their ambition? They want to be aiming higher. They want to be finishing in the top 4, top 3 every season. They want to be up challenging up with Rangers and Celtic and Hearts and all the rest. Do you think that's why so many people are of the opinion that it's probably not the right thing to say for Robinson?
Yeah, probably. They were terrible last season. They had a really poor season last season. Robinson's come in, not at a particularly great start. I know they beat us, but I put this in the group chat last week. I don't know how they beat us, because they were terrible against us. Against Dundee, they were awful. I think Aberdeen should be out there challenging. There's no doubt about that. And they signed a lot of players in the summer. It's not like they've got 1 or 2 players, and they signed a lot of players. They should be up there. But performances so far are not really showing that. Again, I think like a lot of teams this season, over the course of the season, they probably will get better. But for Aberdeen, they have to be up there challenging, winning trophies. I know they won the Scottish Cup a couple of seasons ago, but for Aberdeen, it's not quite good enough in the league form. The league's been really disappointing. They need to be up there challenging. They need to be up there challenging for the top of the table. Obviously, we were up there last season. It was great. But that's what Aberdeen want to be. They have to be better. Robinson, he did well at St Mirren. He did well to get those 3 top 6 finishes. But for Aberdeen, their fans demand more. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong, I think, with demanding more of your manager and your team. That's what every fan should be wanting more.
Aye, and Reagan, of course, they play the opposition that just beat them last week, and Stephen Presley's Dundee. He'll be home. He can go out Pittodrie and repeat the feat of the big win at Dens Park. How have you made Dundee so far? What are you thinking for the weekend? Do you think they can go up there and try and get the job done again?
Robbie, I actually watched that Dundee match last week. I thought they played Aberdeen very well. I didn't expect Dundee to play that great, but they played really well, actually.
Aye.
They were really good. One player in particular who I think's really caught the eye this season is Joe Bevan. He was one of the better individuals against Celtic, I thought. And in this game, he was absolutely electric. Picks up a goal and an assist. Great cross, great finish. And he could have had more in the game as well if he had his shooting boots on. He looks like a real danger man. I think Aberdeen may struggle to contain him again.
Aye, so let's go in, get predictions. Reagan, we'll kick off with you. What is your predictions for this game?
I'm going to go Aberdeen 3, Dundee 2.
Big win for Robinson.
Aberdeen can hit a barn door with a shotgun. You're saying they'll win. They'll score 3 goals here.
I believe in Stephen Robinson. I think he's a good manager.
Okay.
I think he's a good manager.
See, it used to be me that thought Robinson was the best manager.
Santa, mate, but he's not real. Sorry, any kids watching.
See, it used to be me that thought Robinson was the 3rd best manager in the league. Now it's switched out to Reagan. But Graham, your score prediction for this one?
Robinson's probably well, whatever your ranking is, McInnes is the worst manager in the league, so he's out of the running. So Rob, if you're taking that into account, Robinson's right up there, man. He's unreal.
I don't think Robinson's in the top 5 for me.
I bet you've got Craig McLeish in the top 5.
Oh, Craig McLeish is probably bottom of my list, to be honest, now. But Graham, what's your predictions?
I think Aberdeen need to bounce back after last week, and I think being at home they will. I think it'll be 2-1 Aberdeen.
2-1.
All right, I'm going to keep piling the misery on for Mr. Robinson. I'm going to go Dundee to win 2-1 after extra time. And Alex, yourself?
I'm going to go 2-1 as well, because I think Aberdeen are poor. I think Dundee will keep on their good form, because I don't think we really get a gauge of Dundee, obviously, because you come up against Celtic, it's basically a write-off, and I thought they were all right in that game, and then they absolutely dominated Aberdeen last week, so I'm going to back them to continue their good form.
Jay says Stephen Robinson get his coach's badges in a box of Kellogg's, so there we go. But we'll move on.
This guy needs a 10 minutes at some comedy shop or something like that.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Aye, it is very good, Jay. Thank you so much for all the comments, man. I really appreciate it. But we'll move on to Sunday, and we will go back to Hearts. Hearts, they take on Inverness. As a game, Graham, we'll come to you first. I suppose you'll be thinking that you should be trying to advance through this. You obviously mentioned earlier that it's not been particularly great in the cup competitions in the recent years. I mean, are you thinking this could be the year that you try and get in that Hampden run, try and finally lift that cup again?
I really hope so, mate, because it's been too long. I mean, we've got a great chance here. When the draw came out, you're thinking Inverness, championship team at home. It's a great chance to get to the quarter-final. After that was take your pick, but it's a great opportunity. Yesterday, like I said, I thought we played some really good stuff against Benfica, even though it was a weakened team. Still in millions of pounds worth of talent on that park. And we played really well. There'll be a lot of changes because the players that played yesterday probably won't play on Sunday. So we can rest a few players as well. But it is a game that Hearts have got to be looking at and thinking, this is definitely a game that we can win. And I think we should be. I think Scott Kelleher will do a decent job at Inverness, but this is a game that Hearts have got to be looking at. We will put a strong side out. There's no doubt about that. But it's a game that Hearts have got to be looking to win. I want to get back to Hampden. I want to get a Hampden trip. I want to see us lift our trophy for the first time since 2012. And this lack of winning a League Cup for that long needs to eventually stop. So hopefully this will be the season we do it. Without ranking, I think I said before, I can see signs of what we're trying to do. We are playing some decent football. Like I say, if we can add a number 9, it would make such a massive difference because some of the stuff we're playing is actually really good. There's been moments in games against Sturm Graz, against Aberdeen, Benfica, and against United where I've thought, do you know what? I can see what we're trying to do here. We are still a bit open at times. I'm still not convinced about Blair Spittle in the midfield too, but Rankin seems to like him, so I think he'll continue to play. But this is a big opportunity for Hearts here. I'm at the game on Sunday with my laddie, looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get a result. And I'm positive we will. Like I said, Inverness make it difficult, but we should be turning up and winning this game comfortably-ish.
Graham, I know that obviously, you were already out the tie was done, but I suppose you take a lot of positives for last night and that draw away Benfica, and you sort of look ahead to the weekend. That's a positive scoreline, although the first leg it didn't go well, but you've managed to get a draw against a top European team. You'll take a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season with it.
Yeah, like I said, I went into yesterday just hoping that we didn't get a double-figure aggregate score and get some positivity, and we got that last night. We managed to go toe-to-toe with Benfica, who had a guy in John Duran that cost about £60 million. Barely kicked the ball. McEntee was brilliant at centre-back yesterday. We managed to subdue him. And there were some really good performances all over the park. Tom Renault is looking a really, really good footballer. Such a tidy footballer. We do have threats going forward. Calvin Miller, I thought, was excellent last night. McPake was really good. We're just lacking that really top-class goal scorer that could make such a difference, because I don't want to too down on the guy. Kabori came off the bench last night. Looked all right. Kabori looked all right off the bench, but he's not a starter. He can't be a starter. So, yeah, I think looking at last night, you have to take positives. Vranken said that. He took positives. I thought we were really good last night against a really good Benfica side who should not be in the Europa League. They should not be in the Europa League. They're a Champions League side. They're far too good for that. So yeah, I'm taking a lot of positives from last night. And like I said, there'll be a lot of changes to Sunday, but the players that come in shouldn't make us any weaker. You know, James Wilson came off the bench last night. I want to see him getting a chance. Gwendou started last night. I'm still not quite sure about him yet. But there's definite signs of improvement in that team over the last couple of weeks. There's no doubt about that.
Aye. Alex, for you, a game that I think most is assume that Hearts should be advancing through this tie. You're sort of shaking your head this. I'll let you take it away.
Oh, for me, I think Super Cali will go ballistic and Hearts will be atrocious. No, I just wanted to get that in there. I think Hearts should get the win here. You know, they've impressed me over the past couple of games, especially to bounce back after getting absolutely, hammered, thumped, mollywopped. You know,
For God's sake, Alex.
Wait till we come to Rangers, my man. Wait till we come to Rangers.
I'm loving this.
I won't be here anymore. I'll be riding off into the sunset.
Holding hands with McInnes and Shankland, I'll bet you will be.
Aye, but no, I think like I said, I've been really impressed with Hearts after they got absolutely horsed. So they bounced back really well. Good performance against Dundee United. Good performance last night as well. So I think they'll just build on that, and it's been a good couple of games for out of ranking, and I expect them to get the win.
Regan, just having a quick dip into Inverness' squad, the sort of main player that you see for potentially the last couple of seasons, Graham Shinney, in the midfield, obviously former Aberdeen player. I did hear him speaking on BBC about sort of being, I don't want to say booted, but being sort of kicked out the Aberdeen squad by Robinson. He didn't want him. He will obviously be looking to take Inverness to Gorgie Town and try and cause a wee upset.
Aye, and I think he's done that last, especially into last season in terms of winning that leagues so well. So I think the players will be high, but I think Volta ranking is doing something good here. I mean, 4-0 last week and then a 1-1 draw. So I think the players are starting to build with him.
Aye, but let's go into score predictions. It was just to say
Yeah, I didn't know if you got my joke there when Graham was saying it. I don't think it can get any worse. And I was like, it can.
I didn't hear him, mate.
I didn't hear him either. Yeah, he done the Mick McCarthy there, Regan, mate. Inverness, of course.
Regan, see, when you need to explain a joke, it's usually not the best.
I didn't really laughing. That's why I was wondering.
Aye, Inverness back in the Championship, 2-goalless draws. Alex, we'll come to you first. What's your score prediction for this one?
I'm going to go 2-0 to Jambles.
All right, Regan, yourself?
I'm going to go 4-0 to Hearts.
You took my score prediction, so I'll give them one, mate. I'm going to go 5-0 to Hearts. And Graham, yourself?
I'd love to get 5 goals against somebody. I'm gonna stick it 3-0 to Hearts.
All right, I like it. Moving on to the other side of Edinburgh, it is interesting because both games are a 2 o'clock kickoff and both Hearts and Hibs are playing at home.
This is like just prolonging my execution. I keep forgetting the last game of the blooming weekend. I just want to get this out the road.
Aye, it is last game on the card for tonight's show, Alex. So you're going to wait a wee bit longer, but we'll go to the other side of Edinburgh. It is Hibs against Partick Thistle. Regan, it only feels fitting we start with you. Obviously, we do not have the footage to show right now, but you were at the pre-match presser earlier with Matt Wilson, Tony Watt. I do believe you did get to ask Tony a few questions. So my question to you is, what was Tony saying? What did you ask him? How did the pre-match presser go?
Tony was just feeling very happy at Partick Thistle. Basically saying he's found a brand new home there. He just feels so happy there and things, and he just says the squad's looking forward to it and looking forward to hopefully taking Partick Thistle through.
All right, how are the players feeling? I mean, did Tony speak about that? How's he think he can go head to head with David Grayside, especially after a away trip to Europe as well?
I started just saying that the players don't really fear anybody. They've got the attacking players at the top end of the pitch that they can really do something special.
Alex, to bring you in, because I seen your face there, Hibs did manage to advance through in Europe after a 0-0 draw away at Shakira. They will take on Ghent in the playoffs. I mean, what are you thinking? Can they come home? Is there any sort of shocker on the card for Partick Thistle? What's your thoughts going into this game?
Yeah, I think Partick Thistle will win. Not to
Yes,
give away my
Alex,
prediction too early, but I think I've been impressed with Partick Thistle. They obviously the other week they won what many considered so early in the season, but what many considered would be a really important game in deciding the title. Obviously it's difficult to say that because it's so early, but you would say Partick Thistle and Livingston were the two contenders for automatic promotion in the championship, and why not? I mean, Hibs aren't great. Like, I know they beat Rangers, but Rangers are possibly the worst team in Scotland. So yeah, I think Partick Thistle could pull something off here because Hibs have struggled. I think in certain games. Obviously, they lost 2-0 to Malasheva and nearly bottled it in the home leg. They did get through. They beat Scandija 2-1 and then go and get a 0-0 draw. So I think they lost the Motherwell as well. I don't think this Hibs team are particularly great, and I think Partick Thistle are building on something here that, and I think they could take a win. One thing though, in terms of the general season though for Partick Thistle, I feel like if they don't get promoted this season, they'll never ever be promoted ever again.
Aye, I mean, Graham, to fling that onto you, Partick Thistle have tried so many times, but so many near falls, just unable to get through the final line. Mark will also be taking a lot of positives to Easter Road, as of course I think over 3,000 or 4,000 tickets sold for the away end, so they'll be taking a lot of support up there and they'll be hoping to go and cause an upset.
Yeah, and it's a game they shouldn't be fearing. It'll be a big scalp if they can take it. They do play some really good football. I like Mark Wilson. I think he's done a great job at Partick. They do have a lot of quality in there as well. But you look at Hibs, and I know that Alex is saying they aren't great, which I don't think they are, but they'll take a lot of confidence in that 0-0 draw yesterday, get to the playoffs in the Conference League. I don't think they'll go further. I think Genk will beat them quite comfortable, to be honest. But what a test this would be for Partick. I don't think this would be a massive shock if Partick actually won this, because they are such a good side. For me, they are a Premier League side. In all but name, they should be in that Premier League. And I kind of agree with Alex as well. If they don't get promoted this season, it's like they're always the bridesmaid, never the bride. They just can't get over the line. They need to try and get that final hurdle. I've got Partick winning the league this season. I really hope they do. But if they can go Easter Road tomorrow and on Sunday, and win that game, the confidence they get from that, taking a Premier League scalp would be fantastic. And there's no reason they couldn't do it. Absolutely no reason they couldn't do it.
Aye, and Graham, just quickly, I sort of mentioned it at the start there, Hibs and Hearts both playing at home, same time kick-off. I mean, what's the sort of situation with that, do you think? Do you think it's just a wee bit extra policing? Do you think it's just precautionary? It doesn't really ever seem to happen where, you sort of get the both sort of sides playing at home at the exact same time, on the same day.
No, it doesn't, but I suppose you're playing like two lower league clubs that shouldn't be too hard to police, but it is one of these things you don't really see a lot. You would normally think that one of them will change the kick-off time, but clearly they've decided, you know what, it'll all be fine. I mean, to be honest, one of the games or both could go extra time and penalties. You just don't know. So, timings could be very different. It just depends. But yeah, it is something you don't really see that often, that both teams are kicking off at the same time. And it is strange. But clearly, the police aren't that bothered about it.
Reagan Hashbury comments, the laddie Partick signed from Queen's Park, can't remember his name, looks very promising. Maybe you can enlighten us there.
Aye. Seb, what a player, Robbie, what a player. He's absolutely fantastic in Friday night. So good to watch.
But let's get predictions. We'll leave the Partick Thistle representative till last, Reagan. So, Graham, we'll come to you first. We'll come to you. Graham, what's your score prediction for Hibs versus Thistle?
it's going to sound biased, but I genuinely have a fancy for Partick. I'm going to go 1-1 and Partick win on penalties.
Oh, you've took my score prediction there, so I'll go 1-0 Thistle. Alex, yourself?
2-1. 2-1 to Partick Thistle.
Oh,
Sorry,
is
I
it going to be a
realised I
clean
was really far away from my mic there.
Is it going to be a clean sweep here, Regan? What is your score prediction for this game?
I'm going to go 3-1 to Partick Thistle.
Surprise.
That the game you predicted had like 4 goals in it.
Magic of the Cup, Alex.
I know, Alex, the Magic Cup.
Wait until we get to the St Mirren Rangers score prediction.
I need a Magic Cup, man.
But the second last game to talk about, as the other
Only
two.
cup I'll get my hands on.
The other 2 o'clock kickoff, it is Stenhousemuir hosting Motherwell. Motherwell, a very impressive win, Alex, in Europe yesterday over HJK Helsinki. They have booked themselves a trip to Germany to take on SC Freiburg. A pretty good night in Europe for the Well.
Yeah, I'm actually considering banning off the Rangers game this week and going to Fir Park, genuinely. Like, not the Sunday one, the European fixture, because I think that would be great to see. I'm genuinely considering that. But yeah, fair play to them, a really good result. Ibrahim's side is looking really good. And I think they'll, push on and get I'm not going to reveal too much, but I think this win is going to be fairly convincing. Maybe not the best time to be getting on Reagan about the amount of goals he's predicting in the games, because this one's pretty massive for me. So I'll wait till the end, but yeah, I think I've got Motherwell winning this one. I really don't like Stenhousemuir.
Graham Stenhousemuir are coached by Marvin Bartley. They look all right. I did see they did manage to beat Morton at the weekend 2-0. A nice comfortable victory there.
Is that your wee Morton Google alert you've got going
on
there?
I love it, mate. I love it. Just the downfall. Apparently they're going to start forfeiting games as well, which is even funnier. But aye, Graham, getting into this game as Denny versus Motherwell, I'm assuming you're along the same lines as Alex. A pretty comfortable evening for Motherwell, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Steny doing well in League One, because I think the story they've had coming up from the second division has been fantastic. I'd love to see them the Championship. I'd love to see them doing well. But I just think against that Motherwell side, who just look such a good side. We spoke about it last season, but it's been seamless. The transition from Askew to Johansson, they still look a very good side. Even the fact they lost guys like Elijah Just, they're still a very good footballing side. That won't change on Sunday. I agree with Alex. I think it'll be very comfortable. I mean, I'd like to see Stenhousemuir given some kind of performance, but I just think the way Motherwell playing just now, playing with so much confidence, he looks so good, playing on the front foot. As Alex said, Said looks really good as well. I just don't see anything other than a very comfortable Motherwell win.
Regan, as Graham mentioned, Ibrahim Said seems to be hitting the mark this season. Those did obviously score both against Helsinki last night. Motherwell, we're hoping they can keep a hold of him as long as possible. Of course, they already lost a few of the big hitters, but he seems to be the next man to step up and be the sort of great player this season.
To be honest, Robbie, I think if he does well, see when they play Freiburg, I think that he could possibly be away as well, because I think if Freiburg's a big step up, Robbie, so I think Said's a quality player. See that goal he scored 2 weeks ago, Robbie, when Motherwell won 2-1. What a goal that was! What a goal! So he's a great player.
He's a very, very tidy player. But let's get your score predictions for this one. I'm intrigued to hear Alex, so we'll keep him to last. So Regan, what is your score prediction for this game?
I'm going to go Stenhousemuir 0, Motherwell 4.
All right, 4-0 to the Well. Graham, yourself?
I'm going one less. I'm going 3-0 Motherwell.
All right, I'm going to go with the same score prediction, 3-0 to the Well. And Alex, your score prediction?
7-1 to Motherwell.
Wow.
I love it. You think they're running right at the top of them?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll smash them. Smash them into next week. Smash them all the way back down to League One.
I love on score predictions like Alex asking when do you think the first goal will be, then if you think it will be such a long afternoon.
3rd minute.
third minute. All right, I like it. But
We'll all be looking
there
for
is-
this night to see if actually Motherwell do score in like the third minute.
I know I'll be saying now.
Aye,
What
but
can I
there
say?
is.
You know, I'm the prediction guru, man. I've got the third eye. I can see into the future.
Well, I hope
I'm
you
at
can see into the
one-
future for this
I'm
next
at
match
one with
because
the universe.
there is only one match left in the Premier Sports Cup. It is Sunday at 4 o'clock at Ibrox. It is Craig McLeish's Paisley Brazilians making the trip up to go and face Derek McInnes's Rangers at Ibrox. Oh boy, I cannot wait for this game, Alex.
Reagan, get the
Shuddering.
popcorn out, mate. Let's just sit back, relax, and listen to this.
Alex, I did obviously want to come to you first because we do have to speak about last night. You obviously said you predicted one each in the game. Derek McInnes's post-match conference was very interesting. I think when he was speaking about Rangers as a team made for Europe and made for European nights, but the team just don't seem ready. I mean, talk us through all your thoughts on last night.
Just tragic, despicable, embarrassing.
Hilarious.
Oh. What?
Hilarious.
Yeah. For some, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. It was same thing that really irritated me is Rangers were actually, I thought they were all right in the first half, and they're in a winning position going into half time. And then he just decides to switch the formation in the middle of the game. Like, what is he doing? And then, we switched to the 4, played Ross McCrory at left back for some unbeknownst reason, even though Dujon Sterling has played left back loads of times. McCrory's obviously a right back, so he's got Ross over on the left-hand side, who actually did okay, I thought. But, the changes were weird. Again, it feels like he's just changing things for the sake of changing things. I feel like because that I'm blaming the manager for last night especially. I mean, the players need to share some semblance of blame. I mean, Lawrence Shankland, how many touches do you need before you need to take a shot? My word, man. He's there was one where he could have had it first time and he was like pure juggling it between his feet and he just ran into like 3 Jagiellonian Alstock players. I'm like, what are you doing, lad? You literally scored a first time banger against us last season, basically putting us out the title race. And now, you can't even get a shot off. So Hearts can have him back if they want him. He was poor. Fernandes was poor. He was doing my nothing with how long he was taking on the ball. He's always had that kind of, he looks like it makes it easy type thing. The game would slow down at his pace. But now it feels like the game isn't slowing down his pace, and it's taking so long. He's slowing down the play for Rangers, and which was irritating. Thought Oleta Macania was all right. He was fine. Daisuke Yokota looks like a player, although he's only got 60 minutes in the tank. He looks dead after that. Just strange changes from McInnes, especially the half-time change of formation, because Rangers were in a winning position. They looked the better of the two sides, and then it switches up and it's just same old, and to make it even better, a £7 million move for a new winger has fallen through today because of an injury. He was at the game last night. I bet he's just looked at that and went, nah, I'm not playing in this trash team. I wouldn't blame him. If I wasn't cursed with this by my father, I wouldn't be anywhere near any of this nonsense. Watching this absolute disaster unfold in front of my eyes week after week. I'm not confident for Sunday at all.
I believe you're signing James. I believe you're signing James Penrice as well.
Oh, great! That'll solve all our problems. James Penrice. No, We do need a fullback because Romans is injured. We don't actually have another left back. It's the recruitment. It really is just pure jumping. It's not even just going into it's not even just like going into Lidl. It's like going into the reduced A1 Lidl and just putting it all in the basket, man. And now we're chasing guys in the MLS who don't even want to come, and just bloody hell. Not confident at all. Not confident for this team. Like I said, I'm thinking about banning off going to the European game on Thursday and just going to Fir Park because this is tragic. And I think St Mirren will absolutely scalp us.
Graham, I can see the smile on your face already. I can see players. I'm just picturing Shankland, McInnes, Devlin, Penrice in my eyes. I mean, you've got to find some sort of enjoyment in this.
Why are we building parts for 2 years ago as well? What's going on here?
But aye, Graham, you've got to be finding something quite funny about this.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I think it's brilliant. I mean, listen to a lot of the stuff that Alex said there. I think he's bang on the money. But the one thing I said this weeks and weeks ago, right? See, for me, and I don't want to bring it back up, but I'm gonna. Cammy Devlin's not a Rangers player. Cammy Devlin is good at what he does, but I've said before, in most games,
Cammy Devlin was all right last night.
In most games, Rangers have a lot of the ball. Cammy Devlin's not good at that. Cammy Devlin doesn't want the ball. He's not good at that. So for me, him signing for Rangers was a weird one. But they look disorganised. They don't look like they're playing as a team. Yes, we got pumped by Benfica, but at least there's remnants of a decent team there. But Rangers just look all over the place. You know, the fans are raging already, which I completely understand because already they're 5 points behind Celtic. They could be out the cup on Sunday. A difficult game against St Mirren, as we know. He needs to get a result. Defensively, I don't think they look particularly great. You know, he mentioned Shankland there. Shankland, I think we got the best years out of him, personally. Going to Rangers, yes, I get it. It's his boyhood club. But he does not look the same player he was at Hearts. He just looks completely different. The injury to Chimiti has made a massive difference as well, him being out as well. But Rangers just look devoid of ideas. And it's like if they don't score, if they don't get a couple of goals up, they're going to concede. You know, they should have lost against United with the chance that Randall had. They don't look good enough. But again, I said this a while ago about other teams. You would imagine over the course of the season they'll improve. But they look devoid of ideas. Just completely. I mean, I listened to a podcast earlier and they were talking about Asgard going off at half-time and McCrory coming on. I don't know if that was an injury thing for Asgard, but it did seem a weird decision to make.
Yeah, he takes off a midfielder, brings on a defender, switches the formation, like from a winning position. And I don't know why he does that. Like, for me, it's weird as well because I can ask Graham this because I've asked him a couple of questions. Because, like I said, we all know about Derek McInnes, but obviously you find out things about a guy when he's your manager. Did he do weird mid-game formation changes at Hearts all the time?
Not to the depths he's doing it just now. I mean, he played Ocean McEntee at right back most of the season. McEntee's never played at centre back, and he's been brilliant so far. There were things last season that I did feel a bit. Why has he done that? Like he'll make maybe a couple of random changes. I think I don't know why he's done that, but he would end up getting the result. He's not getting that at Rangers now. And at Rangers, I talked about Aberdeen. At Rangers, you demand better. You demand results. And right now, that's not happening. And if you didn't win on Sunday, I don't know where that leaves McInnes because I've already had a lot of Rangers fans want McInnes out already. That won't happen.
I mean, if he gets out foxed by Craig McLeish, I'm jumping off the top of Ibrox. So.
And I'll be there to witness it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. I cannot wait for Sunday. But before I try and big up why I think St Mirren are going to blitz Rangers at Ibrox, Alex, I do want to ask you about McInnes because there has been a lot of conversation. I'm not trying to make you feel any worse than you already are, but I genuinely want to know where you stand on McInnes because there is a lot of Rangers fans that they want him sacked and there is a lot of Rangers fans that don't see it working. I mean,
if you remember, guys, so I'm not. It just doesn't look like I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Before Rangers kicked a ball, I wasn't keen on them. That's correct, isn't it?
that is correct.
So, I mean, I didn't expect. I expected it to be rough, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. And if he loses, if Rangers go out on Sunday, there's no excuse. You need to get rid of him, and which is awful as well, because I don't want to go through another rebuild. You know, we've spent most of the transfer with what we've got, like not even half a month left in the transfer window after Sunday, and you spent most of the transfer window bringing in the players he wants in, and then if you get rid of them, you've got the remainder of a window trying to maybe bring in a couple of players the new manager wants in, or even if you can get a new manager in time. So, it's a tough situation, but I can see it happening, because I can't see this Rangers team beating anybody in Scotland's top flight at the moment.
Aye, but enough about Rangers. Let's talk about joint top of the league St Mirren, because we're making the trip up to Ibrox, and I could not be more confident. The last news today coming out that St Mirren look like they're ready to sign Ismail Kabir on loan from Arsenal. He is a highly rated youngster as a right wing back / right winger, so I'm very excited about that one, and he could also feature in the matchday squad against Rangers as well, so I'm excited to see what he can bring. But I'm pretty confident, guys, as you know. I'm pretty optimistic. I always fancy St Mirren, but I just have I have that winding feeling that Ibrox is going to be toxic for the get go on Sunday. If things aren't going well within the first even 5-10 minutes, I think Ibrox will get right on the players' back. I think they already are. And I think that's perfect for Craig McLeish to capitalise on that. I think the way we like to play, would they play simple stuff? I don't think Craig McLeish overcomplicates the game plan. It is playing to the opposition's weakness, and I'm looking at the defence, particularly in the full-back areas, and I'm seeing weakness in Rangers, to be honest, and that's something I think Craig McLeish is going to look to exploit, especially with players like Samuel Ramos, players like Chris Mockery, Killian Phillips, who can hurt you.
Craig McLeish doesn't look to exploit Rangers' defence. He needs to be like pure trolleyed off to the sideboard. Anybody could see that this is this defence is so wide open. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy here, but I can't. It's so wide open, and I think St Mirren do have the players to exploit it. We're sorry to cut you off as well, Robbie, but just having seen St Mirren so far, they look quite good. I actually had a question. Are you allowed to play against your parent club in cup competition?
Paul and Theo will not be playing against Rangers, which is obviously
I was having nightmares of Paul and Theo running rings around the guys we've spent millions of pounds on, which he probably would do. He's looked great so far.
He's looked very, very good, and it is a disappointing one, to be fair. I'm slightly worried about who's going to come in to replace Paul in that position. I think he's a very unique midfielder in terms of what he sort of does. We don't really have a player like that. I think Ryan Carr's very good. He's quite nippy. He likes a booting. He get booked against St Johnstone. They probably could have had more than that at times, to be honest with you. But you know what, Alex, I have built that trust in McLeish now, where whoever he puts in, I'm confident will go on and do well. And I think I could say that about the full team. Last season under Robinson, I don't think we beat St Johnstone 1-0 because McLeish just set us up in such a way that we were going to snatch something out the game. And I know it came for a penalty ultimately, but we even just looked better in the attacking areas. So I really do think we can go to Ibrox and get something out of this game, and I don't have any fears of playing Rangers right now. And I think Rangers are due a win. I think Rangers are going to win at some point. I think it's only natural that Derek McInnes will get his first win in Scotland anyway.
That's great, though, due a win. I don't think you're due a win if you're garbage. If there's any signs, if there's signs of good play, then
but there is signs.
I don't think not really though. There's never been a moment where I thought Regan, you know you're muted, lad. I thought you were trying to talk there.
Sorry, I'm saying as Jamie O'Hara would say, I've seen the courage
What's
inside.
going on with Graham over here, by the way?
I know. I'm not sure what's going on with Graham
This
here.
isn't good
We're just gonna do that quickly, and we'll bring him back in when he's back. But I look at we're just saying my nephew's underage, don't feel Rangers. But I'm looking at and you said it yourself, Alex. Do I think it's what Rangers need? No, but do I think the first half of last night was good until Derek McInnes changed it? I do. The fear is Derek McInnes is going to get into a good position again on Sunday, and then he's going to change it again, which I think could happen. As you said, he's done that in most games he's managed so far. So I do think
You know,
Rangers are about.
a wee random formation change and sticking somebody. Next thing we're going to see, we're going to have a front two of Macania and Fernandez.
But I think St Mirren are playing Rangers at the perfect time, and I think we're on the perfect run going into that game as well. So I'm very confident going to Ibrox, and you know what? See if it doesn't work out, and see if we all get put out. I have no doubt the players are going to give their order more, and whether that on Sunday, and whether that works or not, then don't start on Sunday. And if it isn't to be, it isn't to be. But you know what? We will gear on. I truly believe we will win on Sunday. Not you must go for
I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will. But Regan, I wanted to bring you in about, well, I suppose both teams, but I'll start off with us. Craig McLeish has built such a good team right now. We've yet to concede a goal in the league. We've obviously lost. We've obviously lost to Dunfermline in the cup previously, beat East Kilbride, beat Cove and beat Dumbarton. So a decent cup run so far, but we'll be hoping to go to Ibrox and try and regain the cup, as they would say.
I think St Mirren thought they got a bad draw like 4 weeks ago, but then looking at it, they're probably thinking, what a draw we've got here, by the way, because they can actually play Rangers at the perfect time, because Rangers are not looking good. No disrespect to that Jagiellonia last night, but it certainly was the Barcelona. But I mean, I think for Rangers, I think Derek needs to be winning in that game, because if Rangers don't win that game, and I know it's possible too early, but I think Rangers fans would want Derek McInnes sacked if he doesn't win on Sunday.
The man him sacked now.
Genuinely they would, because I know that a lot of Rangers fans like Danny Rowe, but I don't think it ever got this bad under Danny Rowe.
Danny Rowe wasn't bad. There was just like a blip at the end, and then everyone was talking about how they were like, oh, is he gone? I was always confused. See when I jumped on here and you guys were asking me, should we sack him? Should you sack him? Sorry, and I'm thinking, I was always confused why I was even getting asked that question.
I remember you saying, but it was just a general feeling. You sort of got with Rangers fans, and especially the media as well, were start saying that.
The general feeling you get from Twitter.
That's a brilliant comment for Jay, by the way.
When I said the Polish team,
they've stolen that for
Hashbury, as I mentioned, we don't have the footage for this. We've not had it provided to us yet, but it will be on the YouTube channel when we do get the interviews for Partick Thistle.
Thanks for sticking with us for this long. I don't know how you've actually managed.
Robbie, I've got to say, I quite like what Jay's been doing tonight. I've never seen it before, but
aye, Jay's good. It was in the show. It was in the show last week as well.
Good to see you,
he's
mate.
done well. Jay, thanks for all the support.
Jay, please make sure you like and subscribe, Jay.
Well, Jay, there's a positioning open up at the Scottish Football Zone. So you might want to get in contact with Regan and Michael, and they might be able to get you going. But Alex, I want to ask you a question, and it's going to sound so stupid on paper, right? But I was actually talking to my cousin.
You stupid all the time, so it's all right.
all right, you. I was speaking to my cousin about this, who was at the Rangers game, and he's a big Rangers fan, and his words, and I don't know if it was just raw emotion because he phoned me like 5 minutes after the full-time whistle, but he reckons this is worse performances than Russell Martin was getting it. And that, to me, would suggest that it is so worrying right now.
Unequivocally, it's worse than Russell Martin performances, because the Russell Martin games, they were just flat. but I don't think we were ever really getting outplayed. Like, I think we just looked a bit vulnerable, but I don't think we were ever getting dominated or in periods of the game and looked so weak. Yeah, the performances have been worse, definitely, and the results have been worse as well. I mean, Russell Martin, despite the poor performances, he won in Europe a couple of times before getting horsed by Club Brugge. But yeah, no, I think these performances are definitely worse.
So I need to ask, because I don't believe for 1 second that Derek McInnes is a bad manager. I don't believe that Shankland is fell off drastically. I don't believe that I don't believe Shankland has fallen off drastically for last season to the point where he's breaking records for being the laziest player on the park since 2014. I don't believe Cammy Devlin's a bad signing for Rangers. So my question to you, it was against Dundee United. They ran the least out of any outfield player since 2014 in the SPFL. Yeah, so I don't believe these are bad. I can't get my head around this being a bad range. So where's it gone wrong? Because it's not just Derek McInnes thing. It's not just this has been going on since Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. So
I think we're just a poison chalice, mate.
Where does it need to change? But at what point does it become the root of the club is the real problem and they need to go?
Because we've changed the root of the club.
But there's clearly something. There's got to be something. How can it just keep going wrong? I can't fathom the fact.
I can't give you the answer, mate. I'm not Gandalf.
But see, to all the Rangers fans that came out of last night's game going, we want McInnes sacked. At what point do you just stop that? Because what's the point?
There isn't really, but I don't think there's anything else. Because we've tried to, the sort of give time approach, and it just doesn't really get better over time. You need to see something, a semblance of something, and you never see it. I mean, I'm praying to God that Rangers turn around like Jekyll and Hyde on Sunday and blow St Mirren away, but I just can't see it.
Andrew Kavanagh couldn't tell you the shape of a ball.
I tell you what, you making that gig at the end of a fringe, that person's right.
Hasbury did say that earlier. Jay should be on at the Edinburgh Fringe.
That's another answer he's nicked for the comments.
No, I was paying credit to the person that said it earlier.
Oh, were you? You didn't pay any credit. You didn't say the name. You just stole it and took it as your own.
No.
I can't understand, Alex, and I was like you, by the way, and by the way, I did think Rangers were going to win the league this season. I predicted that at the start of the season, just like you as well. You predicted the Rangers treble, but I just can't understand how this keeps happening. Still on. It'll not be on Sunday afternoon, trust me, son.
Trophies have been handed out yet.
But I can't understand this concept. I genuinely did think this was a guy that could work at Rangers. He's so passionate about Rangers. He cares, and yeah, it's an absolute disaster so far.
Yeah, man, I care about Rangers, but probably be the same.
You want to get the job?
I think us three would be doing better than us, to be honest. Andrew Kavanagh celebrates when the ball gets out of the ball at anything.
Alex, I'm learning off of you, mate. I'm learning off the best.
I'm not cheeky, I'm just joyful. I'm enthusiastic. I couldn't tell you, mate.
So what do you think Derek McInnes does on Sunday then, in terms of the team selection? Who drops out? I've seen a few people saying he maybe starts Bojan Miovski.
Why not? Just
you're being blunt, Alex.
I don't even know what to say, man. I don't care what the team is, but because they'll probably lose, whoever it is. Could feel bloody Cristiano Ronaldo, killing Mbappe, Lionel Messi, and it would be tragic. But actually, maybe who's worse? Ronaldo or Lawrence Shankland? That was the question. But yeah,
Ronaldo couldn't do it in a rainy night in Perth, mate. Well, that's all I'm
I
saying.
think he needs to play the three again. Have Devlin, Raskin, and Vanja Dragojevic.
Oh,
Yokota and Curtis as wing backs. Shanklin and Majowski up top.
All right, well, there's only one more thing we need to ask. Reagan, we'll go to you first. Your score prediction for Sunday's game at Ibrox.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And I'm going to go for Rangers to win on penalties.
Boo! Alex, we'll go to you next. What is your score prediction at Ibrox?
2-1 to St Mirren.
Oh,
I'm gonna go after extra time. Rangers 1, St Mirren 3.
oh.
You're shaking your head like you didn't just put on your own team to lose, Alex.
3-1, but
3-1. It's one more goal than 2-1, mate. It's no like I'm not predicting St Mirren to go to Ibrox and win 4-0. You know what I mean?
7-1
Yeah.
Motherwell.
I think if it goes to extra time, we've got you, mate.
Win the Bishop, so sure, mate.
Players.
You've just played a European game, mate.
So?
And I think we'll blow you out of the water, to be honest with you. But aye.
Alright then, fine. 5-0 Rangers, he's like getting dumped in the cup.
You can't change it now. But Alex, will I see you there? Will I see you at Ibrox on Sunday?
I mean, we'll see if we can sort something.
Alex will bottle because Rangers are not playing well there, Robbie.
I'll bottle him. I'll glass him before he can get in the room.
No bother. Jason, I seen on eBay there's a Rangers sitting pair of brown bogs for sale, hardly used. There you go.
Alright, mate, you're ripping it a wee bit now, eh?
No, I'm loving it. Honestly, I'm loving it.
Do you get new specs, Robbie?
I did get new glasses. I got them the day anti-reflective as well, so you can actually see my eyes for once. But
No. You look like one of the wee hacker guys where their their specs are just pure white for the reflections.
But aye, that is us done covering the cup. I hope everybody enjoys whatever game they've gone to at the weekend. That has been all for me for the Scottish Football Zone. Over 7. I will enjoy the game. But over 786 days ago, I joined the Scottish Football Zone. It was a 1-0 draw with Switzerland at the Euros. I just want to say a big thank you to Reagan and Michael, and especially Graham, for getting me involved initially. I want to say a big thank you to Alex for always providing the banter with me. It has been great over the last couple of years. And everybody else that's been on the show, Ethan, I could go through the full list, would be here all night. But just thank you so much to all you guys for getting me involved. It has been such a pleasure. And everybody that's commented tonight, everybody that's watching, please tune in weekly to the Scottish Football Zone. Truly, they have the best panellists, guests and punters around, even if they like to wind up Alex every now and again, which I'm sure Reagan and whoever else is on next week will be doing.
I dash it out a lot, so I don't mind taking it.
Honestly, truly are the best group of guys, and I wish everybody for the Scottish Football Zone the best for the future. I just can't
believe you've done this, Dave, Robbie, during the transfer window. Does that mean there's something in the pipeline? Or?
Are you trying to get inside sources for Mitchell Romano style here? There is a transfer out, but as my contract ending with the Scottish Football Zone, so I'm not going anywhere special. It's just my contract, and I may become a free agent. As Hasbury said there, please like and subscribe to the channel. These guys will be bringing you all the top news as it comes through. But anything else you just want to add, guys, before we wrap up?
Just I enjoy, mate. Do your thing. I'll be seeing you again. Maybe, depending on the result, maybe there'll be a good bit of content between the two of us coming out. That sounded a bit suspect there. But
I've not made a transfer to that type of content, Alex.
Join you on a 5-year deal. Yeah. Mate, we'll miss you here. And don't worry, I'll be keeping a track on your terrible football team.
Aye, no bother. You just remember where we are compared to you, mate. We're looking down on the Rangers. But that has been everything for today. I hope you have enjoyed, guys. I won't be here next week, but the guys will be back next week discussing all the fallout for the Cup and
I
looking
might not be
forward to
here.
the return of league action as well. We will also have the new Scotland manager announced, so I'm sure you guys will have a big show lined up as well. But that has been all for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and goodbye.
Please subscribe to the channel Scottish Football Zone.